is Laurel Lamb, and I work at the University of Arkansas Museum. The University of Arkansas is celebrating the 150th anniversary of its establishment this year, which is very exciting. It was on March 27, 1871, exactly, that the state legislature approved establishment of the land-grant university. The land-grant university originally was called the Arkansas Industrial University, but in 1899, it was later renamed what we all know it today to be the University of Arkansas. Less than a year after its first establishment, classes first began on January 22nd, 1872. That first year, there were over 100 students who attended the university. The University of Arkansas Museum was established not long after the university itself. Our earliest records date back to 1873, actually. We started as a geology teaching collections for students to utilize, especially focused on rocks and minerals that could be of economic value to the state. But over the years, we've since expanded greatly to include collections in zoology, history, and archaeology as well. The University of Arkansas Museum documents and preserves the university's history, unsurprisingly. We especially focus on three-dimensional materials like architectural features, furniture, clothing like band uniforms, and other UA memorabilia. So today I'm here to share a few of those materials with you in celebration of our 150th anniversary. Probably one of the most iconic features associated with UA is Old Main, which was constructed in 1875. This here is a model representing what Old Main looked like in 1904 from our collections. These are actually wallpaper samples from a previous renovation at Old Main. So anytime a building is renovated or demolished on campus, we try to work with departments in that building or facilities on campus to preserve some portion of that building so it can live on here at the museum. This bright yellow lamp is another example of an object that we have collected from a building that's been renovated over the years. It originally lived in Walker Hall, which used to be the university's library. The building was originally constructed in 1935 as the university's library, and in 1968, the building became the home of the School of Architecture and Design. So this lamp itself, I've found photos of it that date it to at least the mid-1950s. Of course, we can't forget the University of Arkansas's iconic Razorback mascot. We haven't always been the Razorbacks though. Before the Razorbacks, originally we were the Cardinals, and it wasn't until 1910 that the Razorback became our official mascot. This is a piece of wood, but it's not just any piece of wood. It actually was cut from bleachers from the old men's gym, and so on the back it actually has a note, and it says, "Wood is from bleachers in old men's gym on the campus of the University of Arkansas at Fayetteville, built in 1937 by the WPA." So in the 1930s, there was a building boom on campus thanks to the WPA. So for instance, the Walker Hall that I just mentioned, that the lamp came from, that was built in 1935. This one was built in 1937. And the Old Men's Gym, also sometimes referred to as the Field House today, is actually home to the Jim and Joyce Faulkner Performing Arts Center. This here is a bandman's hat from the 1970s. It was donated by Eldon Jansen, who was hired in the 1970s as the director of the band, and he was in that position for 25 years. So he ended up donating quite a few of his band uniforms from his time here to the museum, and this is one example of that. We also have this band uniform here that our records indicate to be from approximately 1944, and it belonged to someone with the last name Armstrong. This is the commencement gown that belonged to Ida G. Barr. She graduated in 1896, and what makes this gown so special is that her class was the very first class at the University of Arkansas to actually have this traditional graduation regalia. This computer was the very first computer on the University of Arkansas campus. It was purchased by the Animal Sciences Department in 1957. They were doing cattle research and had all of these numbers and measurements and data. And instead of having a person manually crunch all of those numbers and data, they decided to try out a computer and see how that could handle crunching their data.